The pre-modern period spans from 3500 BCE to 1500 AD. Globalization had a huge impact on the pre-modern period. The development of countries during that time clearly demonstrates this impact. These advancements range from the simplest of technologies to the expansion of a new world.
The invention of the wheel kicked off the pre-modern period in 3500 BCE. Before the wheel, there was very little possibility for travel, due to the fact that there was no easy form of transportation. With the wheel came roads, which allowed the spread of trade, religion, and culture throughout a much larger region.
This caused the era of the empires. Now that traveling was much more accessible, larger regions could be governed by one dynasty. According to Steger, empires fostered the multiplication and extension of long-distance communication and the exchange of culture, technology, commodities, and diseases.
One of the more famous and enduring empires was the Chinese Empire. Throughout many dynasties, the Chinese Empire was able to expand human knowledge in areas such as chemistry, mathematics, and astronomy. The Chinese Empire was also famous for its technological innovations, as well as its artistry and craftsmanship.
Demand for commodities such as silk fabrics, metalwork, and paper established intercontinental trade routes. One of the most extensive trade routes was the Silk Road. It helped link the Chinese and Roman empires, who otherwise would rarely interact.
With a larger trading route came a need for a more complex economic system. There was a standardization of the coin and other measurements. According to Steger, the existence of these sprawling networks of economic and cultural exchange triggered massive waves of migration. Consequently, this increased the population and created huge urban centers.
This led to the spread of religion. Local religions were now being spread on a much larger scale, transforming them into what we know as world religions, such as Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, and Buddhism. Christianity especially took off. One of the more recent religions, it has become one of, if not the most prevalent religion of today's day and age.
Unfortunately, the spread of religion caused a clash between many peoples. There are several occurrences of religious persecution driven by strong religious beliefs colliding during the pre-modern period. This includes the Crusades from 1095 to 1291 AD, as well as the Spanish Inquisition from 1478 AD. Because many of the smaller religious groups were expelled from their homeland, there was a large pilgrimage throughout Eurasia.
One of the most notable pilgrimages was of the Puritans to the New World. What once was an escape from religious persecution became one of the worst massacres in human history. The Native Americans occupying the land when the Europeans came were introduced to the world of disease and sickness. Because the Native Americans were not immune to any of the diseases brought by the Europeans, 90 to 95% of all indigenous people were wiped out.
The spread of disease was not a singular phenomenon. Throughout history, many empires have fallen to diseases. The spread of disease, as well as many other things such as religion, language, and culture, is just the byproduct of globalization, which, in turn, is affected by the changing cultures. This never-ending cycle has continued to the present, and will continue for centuries to come.